What's up Top 10 fam, hope you're having an awesome day. Welcome back to our channel. This is Most Amazing Top 10. I am Eamon Hassan and today we have something new, as in from High School Musical, you know? Something new. Okay, we're not Troy and Gabriella, but we are Eamon and Abby.
Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Abby, I'm a new Top 10 host, but who cares about that? Let's get into the tea.
Okay, wait. Before we get into the tea, Abby, what do you think of Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson right now?
Honestly, I don't know exactly how to feel, but I have a lot of feelings.
There's just a lot going on at this point.
Yeah.
So should we just get into it?
I say, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, these are the top 10 theories about Shane Dawson's documentary on Jeffree Star. Starting us off with number 10 is their friendship, and before I get into it, I just want to say I don't hate either of them. Actually, I like Jeffree Star and I don't like Shane Dawson, so actually I just lied to your face. Okay, so let's just look at them as separate people. When you look at Jeffree's life, what he's about, who he hangs out with or used to hang out with, you know, like Manny, MUA, Nikita, etc. And then you think about Shane and how he's completely different, it just doesn't add up. I think the biggest shock factor about the documentary, other than the lack of tea, is that they're not friends, plain and simple. In the first episode, Shane goes on about how he sees all these YouTubers that started after him on the Forbes 20 Under 20 list and how he's just nowhere near as rich as them. But I mean, collaborating with one of the richest YouTubers and makeup gurus on YouTube and coming out with a palette with them may just get him there. I mean, who knows? So I get why Shane is doing it, you know, for the clout, for the relevance, for the money, but why is Jeffree doing it? He's already relevant, he's rich, his videos are doing great, but he's also a self-proclaimed narcissist who does have to get his 2 cents into everything dramatic that ever goes on. So maybe he just wanted several documentaries about himself. Honestly, who knows? I don't know what he's getting out of it, but I feel like the whole documentary kind of just feels like Jeffree flaunting his wealth and then Shane being like, I'm broke but funny and all your fans are gonna think I'm fat, what do I do? You know what I mean? It's just not a real friendship. But that's just me.
Alright, so personally I think they are friends making money together, but that's just me. What I want to know about though is how much money are we talking about? Which brings us to number 9, merch money. We saw in episode 2 of the new Jeffree series that he was shook when he found out Jeffree would give him 70% of earnings on merch. And then he said that he had been getting screwed by his old deals. But just how much money was Shane making on all of his past merchandise? While I was on Reddit, I came across a breakdown by Reddit user OMG I Cut the Cheese. It says that for Shane's merch through Amazon, his take home would be approximately 25% of the cut. And if he was selling from 1,500 to 1,900 shirts per month, this number, based off his top selling shirt, then estimated his monthly take home would be from just under $8,000 to $10,000. Now, these numbers ain't small. 1 month of sales would pay my yearly tuition, like come on. But if we look at what Amazon could be taking home every month, it's from $22,000 to $28,000, almost 3 times what Shane was making. And sure, Shane had partnered with other distributors too, but even in this one case, Shane realized he could have been making double his money, like big oof hours, you know what I'm saying?
At number 8, we have Doomed to Fail. Honestly, Shane's first series on Jeffree did well because it took us into the deeply personal side of Jeffree that we don't always see. I mean, I know Jeffree basically shares most of his life on social media, but series 1 showed struggles that we don't see, and I appreciate that. But at the same time, the basis of this documentary, if we can call it that, is about showing the process of making a palette from start to finish, but even that, I don't think will get the palette to sell. People buy Jeffree Star Cosmetics because Jeffree himself is a renowned makeup guru. He knows makeup more than he knows Nate's asshole, and that is saying something. It really is. People trust his opinion, his experience. People look to see if a makeup product is Jeffree Star approved. He's collabed with other makeup artists and those collaborations have done well, but collabing with someone that knows nothing about makeup is risky. And I get how Shane has been learning how to apply makeup and learned quickly, but again, he doesn't know makeup. Can he tell the difference between a liquid lip that's gonna make your lips the Sahara Desert compared to one that's gonna make it feel like the Gobi Desert? Didn't think so. Sorry, Shane. I think both of them are riding on the fact Jeffree is doing so well, so they both think the conspiracy palette will just do well, but I disagree. Regardless of his fame and know-how, people won't want to buy a makeup collaboration between a makeup guru and someone that isn't even into makeup or knows much about it, because then what are you even paying for?
On to number 7. I just want to know, has Shane been adding filler content to keep up his watch time? So, one of the most recognizable things about the Shane Dawson series is that the videos are a whole frickin' movie. Like, mans is uploading a Netflix series on YouTube. So the thing is, to keep up with the reputation of having long form videos, is he adding content just for the sake of length? Now let's investigate. The beginning of the very first episode of this new series has 5 whole minutes of foreshadowing. Sure, in like a movie, that's one thing, but this is YouTube. 5 minutes could be a whole video. And so the beginning's cinematic, maybe a little long, nothing too wild. But let's look 17 minutes in, that's when he finally leaves his house. One Reddit user commented on this saying, the first 20 minutes was literally watching Shane just mill around the house. The whole thing was a total snooze fest. So, not everyone was game for this extended exposition. In reading other comments, it seems like others also felt like there were things happening in the video that were unnecessary and that this could have been done in a much shorter period of time. Like, this other person on Reddit even said they liked the 6-minute tea spill video much more than the 1-hour episode. Ooh. And personally, I think it's Shane's style, and that's why the videos become so long, because he doesn't want to cut anything. He is a person who likes keeping all the stuff. And I'm gonna ask Eamon what she thinks later, because I get the feeling that she's not a huge fan of Shane, so I wanna know.
Now at number 6 is DRAGGMAGEDDON Part 1 and 2. So if you do follow the beauty community, then you know this year has been the most for drama. The drama between Jeffree Star and Manny MUA, Nikita Dragon, Laura Lee, and Gabriel was DRAGGMAGEDDON Part 1. Then the whole James Charles and Tati Westbrook drama was DRAGGMAGEDDON Part 2. But why am I boring you guys with all drama? Do not fret, because all this went down while Shane and Jeffree were filming the series, and I know they haven't explicitly in detail talked about the drama between everyone yet, but guys, it is so coming, like I see it. Winter is coming and so is the tea. We have Shane, who is literally us, he's nosy and wants to know everything, and then we have Jeffree, who literally apparently knows everything about everyone's tea and is somehow involved, so we know eventually he's gonna open his mouth and it's all gonna come pouring out. Like, he even spoke about the Khloe Kardashian drama, like, what? Who are you? Either way, I know he did a video himself including his take on the James Charles situation and apologized for attacking him, but that was him composed. Like, girl, when this actually happened, do you think he was all there sitting quietly thinking about his words? No, he was going off like he does on Snapchat, and that's what I think we're gonna see in the upcoming episodes. A palette is one thing, but we all know we're here for the real tea. Or at least I am. Because I'm not gonna buy that palette, let's face it.
Eamon started getting into it, but let's dive in a little more. At number 5, we're gonna talk about Jeffree's receipts. So let's remember all the way back to DRAGGMAGEDDON Part 2, the James Charles and Tati scandal. In a video titled Never Doing This Again, Jeffree said he wouldn't fuel the fire of the ongoing scandal for people's entertainment. He said he had heard X, Y, and Z about James and saw things he didn't like. So now people are thinking, Eamon included, that maybe he's gonna show those receipts or some of that information in this series. If this is the case, that means Jeffree will have been sitting on these receipts, waiting to stir up this drama again. But then again, look at the title, Never Doing This Again? Maybe he is headed in a different direction, which I'll dive into in my next point. So what's this new direction, maybe? Confrontation. For number 4, let's look at the possibility of Shane Dawson bringing James and Tati into a video with Jeffree during this series to talk it out. So, as I said, Jeffree said he's never gonna pull up the receipts and internet drama again, but as Eamon says, we know better. But also he said he should have talked it out with James himself, so what is he gonna do? And is he going to? Like, this was back in May. This could have been the first seed in planting the idea that this is gonna happen in our minds. DRAGGMAGEDDON 1 and 2 both came with a media flurry and lots of views, so I wouldn't put it past 2 successful creators to cash in on the opportunity to create a similar online media storm. Bonus, if it all comes in the form of turning over a new leaf, or at least appearing to turn over a new leaf. I'm just saying.
At number 3 is Three's a crowd, or is it? Okay, now we're gonna go into more explicit content right now, so if you're underage, please just skip this point because I'm not trying to get complaints from your parents telling me I corrupted you. Like, no. Now, if you don't know, Jeffree has a long-term boyfriend called Nate, which I referenced his earlier, and in countless videos Jeffree has admitted that they like to engage in many menage-a-trois. They've joked about doing it with Manny MUA, Nikita Dragon, the Dolan twins, and even propositioned Shane's cameraman Andrew as a joke. But what if it actually did happen? In the first episode, Shane's boyfriend Rylan purposefully doesn't come on the trip with them because he assumes he'll get bored, but honestly, I think a menage-a-trois definitely occurred during the filming of the series, probably in Sacramento in the first episode. And again, we don't kink shame here at Top 10, but the light must be shed on this tea. We already know Jeffree and Andrew would be down. The boyfriends aren't on the trip in the first episode, but they were there for the rest of the series, so I mean, I don't want to say it, but I'm just gonna leave it out there, some food for thought. You guys can think of it what you will, but that's none of my business. Now at number 2 is The Cult. Now honestly, if you've been watching Jeffree Star's videos for a while now, then you know he's had his fair share of drama with literally every big YouTuber in the beauty community. In the first episode of the series, Shane goes on about about how things were a bit shady as they were getting off the jet in Sacramento, and that Jeffree wanted to know when they were being filmed in the car and how his security guard was just literally just riding in the trunk of the car. Very, very sus, but okay, we'll just sweep it under the rug. But the one thing that stood out to me was Shane saying they were all Jeffree branded, which they were. Everyone, including Shane, was wearing some kind of Jeffree Star merch, whether it was the tracksuits, the shirts. They looked like a bloody cult. And that begs the question of whether Jeffree loses all his friends in the community because he tries to bring them into said cult. His own cult that he is the queen of. Now think about it, he was best friends with Manny MUA, they collabed on makeup together, and then all of a sudden, they're just no longer friends. With Nikita Dragon, Jeffree took her under his wing, bought her an expensive ass Balmain dress, tried to initiate her, and then boom, again, no longer friends. Jeffree bought Shane a limited edition Gucci brooch and I guess successfully initiated him into the so-called star cult? What do you guys think? Does Jeffree buy people into his cult? I mean, to be fair, he hasn't tried to buy me yet, but I mean if he tries, I will be bought. Very easily.
No shame at all. Make it rain. Okay. Get it. Okay. At number 1 is the biggest theory I've seen going around, and you've probably thought of this one yourself even. This theory is that the palette is coming out the same day as the last video of the series. The palette release lining up with the video release becomes pretty clear when we hear production of the makeup and stuff that Jeffree Star is doing takes 6 to 8 months for production, and they were discussing this during the series in the first quarter of the year, and sorry, business talk, I mean they were discussing it in January, February-ish, so that would lead to this leading up to, boom, the palette coming out. On top of that, it will probably be able to be shipped in time for the holidays to boost sales as it can be marketed as a Christmas present or just any present. And so that's just another thing. And this leads me to the theory that's the icing on the cake. This whole 9+ hours of this docu-series is all publicity for what they're gonna sell you. Capitalist consumerism, baby. We are eating out of the palms of their hands and they're selling us this palette and everything else with all this content and a sponsorship from Honey. It's all for money. That's what it is.
And that's it for today's video, guys. Honestly, okay, personally, I was disappointed by the series so far. There's no real tea that's been spilled. It focuses so much on Shane in the first episode that I'm like, wait, this is the beautiful world of Jeffree Star, not the sad rants of Shane Dawson. Like, what do you think? What do you think about this?
So personally, I think it's something like fun to have going on in the background, like if I'm like doing homework or something, or just like trying to ignore life. And so I feel like it's like guilty pleasure TV. Like,
agreed.
It's like watching The Bachelorette. Like you don't say you watch it, but like
you do.
Yeah, like I would never go on The Bachelorette, but like I want to watch. Plus, I'm so here for this in-depth exclusive on the beauty industry because like I'm a huge nerd for learning new things. So I also want to know, what do you think about how long these episodes are?
I'm not, okay, first of all, it's so long and I agree with your point about how like there's so much filler things. Like even in the first episode, there was like 15 minutes Shane was on some like golf cart. I'm not here for it, I don't care. Like Jeffree, I need Jeffree or nothing.
It's on Shane's channel is all I'm saying. Like, come on.
So say no more.
Like,
okay, before we sign off, guys, just want to say welcome to Abby. She is the newest member of our most amazing family. You guys better support her in the comments. It's gonna be a lot of fun. She's lit, as you can see. Do you have any last comments? Do you agree that you're lit? So you think you're lit?
I think I'm lit. I'm scared. No, it's fine. It's fine. Conspiracy. It's fine.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.